Good morning, Americans. This is your favorite alien on Wednesday, August 10th, 2023. Sitting in for Paul Harvey this morning. Stand by for a special Paul Harvey commentary. Well, if Mr. Harvey were alive today, he would do a commentary to see what the state of America is. And Mr. Harvey, since 1960 till around 2005, I believe it was, you tried to instill in these Americans the fact of who they were and where they stood in time and what was in front of them. And not a single one of them who listened to your programs, and there was a whole bunch that listened to you. Heck, ABC wouldn't have kept you that long if you didn't have a good following. Understood or comprehended what you were trying to tell them. And you did all kinds of things. You tried a letter from God. You tried the testing time. Blood, sweat, and tears, and they didn't understand that. You tried to explain how you were mirroring the Roman Empire and where you would stand with the Roman Empire. And here they are going from the height of the Roman Empire in 117 AD. Akin to them would be August 15th, 1945, when Japan surrendered, to being in Emperor Constantine's time, 313 AD, would be 1989, the fall of the Berlin Wall. And to being in Marcus Aurelius' time, which would be George W. Bush's time there, 2001 to 09. Marcus Aurelius, yeah. And then you had those bad emperors, starting with Cara, and ending with Commodus. Those were the emperors that really messed up the Roman Empire. By the time Constantine got there, he could do nothing with it. So the emperors after him were, Joseph Biden and Donald J. Trump. And who do we have? Because Donald J. Trump became like Emperor Valerius. Remember, he went after the Goths when the Eastern Empire of the Byzantines told them, hey, hold on, wait for me. You can't take them by yourself. And Donald J. Trump says, I do everything by myself. It's mega. Yeah, it cost him big time. Now Joseph Biden is Valerius. Oh boy. And after his administration ends next year, we're going to be at 410 with the Goths sacking Rome. Yo-ho! See what I mean, Mr. Harvey? And they never understood that, the Americans haven't. The Romans never understood where they were coming from either. The way they taxed each other to death, the Americans have taxed they followed the Romans right down to the letter. Now you have to pay some roads, and pretty soon you'll have to pay to drive interstates. That would be fun, wouldn't it? And look at what's happening in the world here. Inflation is killing America! You warned about that too, Mr. Harvey. Yeah? Well, they never listened to you. And wait till they don't understand that the Panama Canal in Panama is having a disastrous drought this year. And it's not even dry season yet. That doesn't start till December. Can you imagine by the April or May of next year when the rains are supposed to come back, how low that water will be? And a lot of shipping, it's not what it used to be, but it still carries a big weight though. And you still ship a lot of things via ships instead of airplanes. So they don't like to go down the Cape of Horns, and they don't like the Cape of Good Hope either. So they're going to have to unload in Panama and one side, and you don't have the train system available to handle that much freight to go from one end of Panama to the other to reload in the Pacific side. So the cost is going to go up. And if you use air freight, there goes the cost. So inflation will be sky high, yeah, with all the goods that the Americans consume. Oh, are they in trouble, right? And not only you, Mr. Harvey, songwriters and singers of my generation have tried to warn them. Let me give you a good example. Don Henley's Bye Bye Miss American Pie. And then you have Terry Jacks, The Seasons in the Sun. Don't forget Joan Baez, The Day They Drove Dixie Down. Gordon Lightfoot's Carefree Highway. Yeah? Otis Redding's The Lights in the Bay. Yeah. And more songs. Even in the 1980s. Laura Branigan's Gloria. Blondie's Glass. There's a lot of songs in there that if you look at the, Simon and Garfunkel's El Condor Pasa. Yeah? The Beatles and the Rolling Stones had a lot of them too. You consider them drug songs, but if you listen closely, you'll understand. The Horse with No Name. Remember that one? And Cherokee Nation. Songs like that. You listen to those, it tells you where your civilization is going. I like Don Henley's Bye Bye Miss American Pie because it tells you. Then the guy asks, where is the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost? And the guy tells them, they took the last train to the coast. That, Mr. Harvey, should tell Americans right to the point where they are. But you couldn't do it, they couldn't do it, I can't do it. So by the time next year comes and the disintegration because of this election is going to be terrible, and the inflation is going to go up through the roof,